whatever you do, don't let it fall into the wrong hands.
I believe the last we left off, you guys had approached the outskirts of Rival, and I described what it looked like, a sort of medium-sized hamlet from a distance.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The town of unnecessary vowels.
Yes, exactly. Did I go into any more detail than that?
Just that one side seemed far better off than the other.
Yes, the side that you've actually approached from, the southern side, is a little nicer. Well, considerably nicer than the other side on the north. You approached this town after having successfully dealt with Keith, the malicious, malingering layabout from Jose's village, who may or may not have set the hordes of orcs upon the town that then destroyed it, more or less. The only survivor, seemingly, other than Jose, he is in contact with some nefarious, devilish creature inside of soup, blood, and rivers. And you proceeded to dispatch with him after interrogating him for how he's doing all this and why he's been taking that necklace around and trying to peddle it. Did anyone take the necklace?
I think Fraz has it, or
Yeah.
Hugo,
Yeah,
because of the...
I've got it.
Yeah, I gave it to you to arcane check and we didn't get anything from it really.
Amulet of adaptation vibes. That's
Yes.
what I've got.
So I think
yeah.
you'd inspected it, but no one had actually tried to use it, as far as I'm aware, right?
I didn't know how we would use it. I
Well,
think,
I mean-
yeah, we just assumed it was an amulet.
Yeah. But as in, no one tried to attune to it. I think the check happened, and then we kind of moved on. No one was like, all right, I'm going to chuck this puppy on and leverage its power. That didn't happen.
No.
Okay.
We have not done that.
Sweet. In that case, you dispatched with Keith. Did anything else happen with the Keith encounter? I don't think so.
I think I cut his dick off and then Fraz drowned him.
Oh, yeah. That was dick severing and then drowning. And,
Playlist.
We were dark.
We need
Yeah, we do.
oh, yeah.
playlists for this.
I would say go with something. You're about to approach this town. Maybe, like a upbeat, bustling sort of music, like when they're in the Shire before all the shit goes to hell.
Okay. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so as the Earl Wind forest ambience envelops you in its soothing tones, I presume. Oh, we've got a new entrant. Or the same entrant. Oh, there it is. Nice. You're on the outskirts of town. Like I said, the side of town closest to you looks really nice, and you see some street lights, or what appear to be street lamps, illuminating that side as it's just, I think you left in morning light, and now it's approaching like brunch, I would say. So the lights are starting to turn off, but you notice that they do have lights. And on the other side, it looks much more modest in its construction.
I think after that we probably need a beer. Where's the nearest inn?
Brine.
Pickle martini.
Do we want to go to a nice inn or a horrid inn?
Horrid inn.
Yeah, I'm feeling horrid as well.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you would like to actually approach the town and go into it?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. I
think
shall
so.
give you... this map is a little simplified, but basically it looks like this. Okay, as you approach the town, you walk down the main drag, and you see a very fancy-looking blacksmith up on the left with a hanging wooden sign that has a anvil, except the anvil has all these curls and twirls and embellishments that make it seem like a very impractical tool. You see a ominous-looking robed figure at the fork in the road, just bustling from side to side like they're waiting for something. You also see the road forks, and the houses over here seem to take on a purplish theme. No taverns yet.
At the moment, we're still on the wider map.
Oh, I'm sorry. The description still stands, but the visuals I shall now...
I've got a great image in my head, but...
Nice. There you go.
I mean, what's the... Are there people around? Is it like a pretty chill village? Town?
You see one or two people every now and then, but not many. Aside from this, like I said, robed figure that's just loitering, essentially. Also, to backtrack, I think when you were considering the big map, you were thinking, where do we go? What do we do? We have the butter knife, essentially, that what's Fraser's character's name? Zenarai has retrieved, and you have some other things that lead you to be. Oh yeah, you have like the project that you were given by Asmo, and that's in the Venomous Cops, and you were deciding that you were going to go this way, I believe. What was the rationale behind that?
Yeah, I think we just wanted to make a way stop.
That was it.
Because there was a road kind of hooking round north, so we thought we'd go the scenic route.
That was it, yeah. I felt obliged to recap your overarching journey plan.
I'm sorry, I think there was another good reason as well, but I think we seem to have all forgotten it. So
Yeah.
it was a long walk over here.
Might as well make the
We were
most of it.
chatting, some stuff came up, and yeah, we don't remember all.
Yeah, it seems quite. It's not bustling with the thrum of fun and activity. It seems quite neat and tidy. Like there's an invisible "keep off the grass" sign everywhere.
What time are we looking at the moment?
Brunch, I'd say 10:45.
Okay. Usually there's a lot of people up by brunch time. This is a quiet, sleepy town, or else something's up.
It's definitely brunch time. Now you mentioned brunch, I'm kind of hungry. Should we find that shitty inn we were talking about? I'm not sure I'll be allowed into the good ones with this literal penis tied to my waist.
As well as 5 or 6 other rotting trophies.
Yeah. Right. Shall I pop up perception, see what I can see, or
Go for it if you would like
we
to
sort
Sure
of
thing.
saunter about?
examinations.
If not, we can ask one of these bustling people. Maybe we can intimidate them.
Well, yeah.
Just because.
All right, let's walk. Fuck that. I won't do a perception. Let's walk over to this robed figure.
Yeah, let's take the bait.
Yeah. Let's see what. For once, let's go in the direction that Sam was pointing us.
You shall have to see. Okay, you go over and speak to the figure.
Yep.
They say,
Oh yeah. So I'll walk up and say, "Hey, where's the nearest drinking hole around here?"
"Who are you? Where are you from? How do you come to be here?"
Just outsiders passing through. Yeah, scenic route.
What? Sorry. You guys said like really innocent things at the same time. What did Sheila say? What did Abe say?
In the scenic route.
Okay, scenic route. And you said passing through town, right, Joseph?
Yeah, just
Okay.
adventurers passing through, taking the scenic route. What's your
Okay.
problem?
He says, I see. Well, he eyes Zenarai very suspiciously and says to him, "Are you sure you shouldn't be on the other side of town? I don't think I've seen you around here before."
What other side of town?
He also eyes Monty and says more or less the same thing. "Oh, I think you're lost, friend. You're meant to be on the other side."
What
Don't
about
call
my
me-
appearance makes you feel I should be over there, friend?
And what did Zenarai say?
So don't call me friend, guy.
Guy.
And then you see the guy do a double take and look at Abe and say, "Oh, I haven't seen a dragonborn around here." And then he trails off.
Hey, look, snap out of it. What the hell's going on around here?
Your friends are
what's this?
members of lesser species. You're fine. I mean, halfling is admittedly, on the lower rungs, but these two, they shouldn't be seen here.
Lesser
Yeah,
species.
well, yeah, of course they are, but they're cool.
The character doesn't laugh. I laugh.
So I'm gonna shove Joe's out of the way and go, what do you mean by lesser species? And I'm gonna get Gahat Balachas to kind of flutter intimidatingly close to his face.
In the evolution of the realm, your species and similar were used to construct these lands for us, not to actually live upon it.
But good sir, I must assure you, I am a magician, and I'm using powerful magics to make myself look like this, whereas in fact, I'm really a racist.
Okay. Firstly, quick question: is Monty a racist?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
But I think that racist is a race. So I'm going to try and pass myself off as a racist.
Okay. It's a
instead of
deception check
furball.
either way. I just wanted to determine to what degree of
okay,
deception check it was.
Yeah. You've coincidentally stumbled upon something he's all about.
Ooh, okay, so basically the guy looks back and looks from side to side to make sure no one's watching, and he says, "Oh, will there be a performance later? We haven't had a show here in months. Are these your assistants, these ugly ones?" And he just points at Zenarai and Joza.
Oh, there's going to be a show.
There is indeed. We are a travelling troupe, and we have come here for coin and to dance and prance for your enjoyment with these lesser races.
Oh, you must see the mayor. You must see the mayor then. Quick, you need to set up a spot. I mean, we have spots available, but definitely go over there. And he gestures across the street to this very large...
But not be over the other side of town where the freaks are.
You guys are roughly in the middle, and he gestures eastward to this big, I would say, T-shaped house, lowercase T-shaped house. I'll ping it on the map. He's responsible
Lowercase T
For
for time to
leave.
What is that a quote from?
South Park.
Oh, nice.
Like most of the things that we say.
I had a moment like that today, but I can't remember it. Okay, so he points across the street to the house and says, "The mayor's responsible for handing out all the permits. I've got to tell everyone there'll be a show. It's been so long." And he scampers off. This really like hard-nosed guy that must have been some sort of official just scampers away.
Okay, folks, let's
So
pretend to be
doing a
a troupe of racist slave drivers who presumably have people dance for their amusement.
Okay. Yep. Sounds good.
I'm actually going to get to use my dancing for deceptive purposes.
As opposed to just its regular use for recreational purposes.
Of sex.
So
all
yeah,
right.
to the left fork, now that you're at the fork and you've stopped interacting, you can absorb your surroundings a little bit. You notice there's a quite tall building with a little smokestack coming out of the top of it, but strangely the smokestack isn't in use. It looks like a very industrial yet fancy building. And then on the right-hand side of the fork, you've got what you see is the bridge and a series of buildings on the bridge. There seems to be slightly more hustle and or bustle on the bridge, but it's still fitful at best. Third thing you notice is all these buildings have those Kansas like basement cellar doors out the front of them, as if they're preparing for hurricane season, and you don't really know what that's about.
Hmm.
Okay.
Is that can we check the river slightly just to see what condition that's in as well?
From here, you would struggle, but if you go over to it, you would have a better idea.
Anything we want to check out first? Do we want to go see the mayor? Do we want to go to this
I think
industrial
we should see the
thing?
mayor
I think we
first.
should,
And
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I also want to instruct Gahak Balachas to shit all over him in Raven form.
Shit all over
Maybe
him.
they're
Like,
right.
what?
In Raven form.
Oh, yes.
Okay,
I
excellent.
feel
So,
like I've been neglecting that important ability.
so before we go in to see the mayor, folks, what's our story? So I seem to have described myself as a sorcerer who is appearing to look like a furbolg who actually is a slave driver
Well,
for
yeah.
some performance, or at least I have a
Some sort of entertainer with
Yeah.
a troupe. Yeah.
a troupe of people who are who these people would disdain. So
Yeah, but maybe willingly so, not necessarily your slaves.
no,
yeah, maybe
absolutely.
like a traveling troupe kind of thing, right?
Right. I'm just trying to
I am
work out
Sure.
what they would.
Slave.
I'm just trying to work out what they would like here. Like, because that's the thing. I figure that if they've got two sides of the river and they scorn on people, I was just trying to ingratiate myself.
So, well, I could either be a raven or a spider tamer.
Yeah.
All of the options.
I can make Fox appear and try to not kill people.
You can do. Fox could do the clopping hoof counting trick. That could be good.
There you go.
Yeah, people love that one.
Yeah.
They go wild for that.
Oh yeah, Fox is very charismatic.
One.
Well, they're racist. He will only have to like count to 10 or something.
Yeah, I
So-
think you'll lose them by that point. All right.
Oh, I could cast minor illusion on Joser to make him look like a race that they actively want to persecute.
So our plan with a group, half of which are persecuted and half of which are welcome, is to turn the welcome ones into the persecuted group and the persecuted ones into the welcome group. It's genius.
I'm in. Let's go.
I don't need to hear anymore. I'm in.
What race did we notice the official figure was?
He was human. Oh no, sorry. I'm thinking of me. He was elven. He had pointy ears. He was clearly elven.
Okay.
I just answered as myself because I've voiced the character.
Elves are the most racist of groups. Everyone knows that.
So they were okay with halflings, elves, and well, Dragonborn. It seemed like they hadn't seen any in a very long time. So
Yeah,
seems
you
like
can make an
the odd one
insight
out.
check if you want to know the vague interpretations of his looks when he looked at both Joser and yourself, Abe. You don't need much of an
Okay, I
insight.
have-
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I have +6
Oh, nice.
with insight, so we should be okay, right?
Yeah. Go
Never
for it.
know, but
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
The natural one. Okay, roll a d20 to see how bad it is.
yeah. Let me find the d20. There you are. Second, because my pop-up thingy is messing with. There we go.
There's a lot more intrigue in this ambience than I expected.
Oh, nice. Okay, with a 9. Okay, so it's medium. You aren't sure, but you feel like he worships you as a god. And the halfling, you believe he didn't really notice very much because, he wasn't looking down. And the other two just must have been their personalities. Nothing to do with their race, really.
Okay, so guys, I think it's more like they have this misconception that I'm some kind of like godborn or something. And yes, they just didn't like you or Monty's in area. So
Well, I think if we, I'll say, yeah. So it sounds like they, Monty's convinced them he's a magician in disguise. The only one they've then still got an issue with is Zenurai. If we can just,
I say he can use minor illusion to make himself look like a dragonborn.
yeah.
No. I would much rather use minor illusion to make Joser look like a tiefling.
Make us all look like tieflings.
Yeah. All right.
Sick.
I'm doing it.
No, we're not. Well, we can do that when we cross the river, right? Why don't we just play both sides?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
While we're this side, we can pretend we're a traveling troupe, and then when we go over the other way, we'll all be like, "Yo."
Okay, so let me just give you the
We're
details
weird
of minor
racist.
illusion because it'll be funny. It can affect a 5-foot cubed area. So and it lasts a minute. So I quite like the idea that when you're everyone you cast it on to look like a tiefling.
Yeah.
So Abe, up until about the shoulders, looks like a tiefling, but then just regular Abe head above that. And every 60 seconds, it flickers back to his normal appearance and then back. And the same, except just flickering for Joser. So he looks kind of like a hologram that's running out of batteries. And then Monty, who's even taller than Abe, is tiefling up until about the nipples. And then from above that, just regular fur bulk.
To the mayor's house, I shall.
Yeah, I mean, we're not trying to achieve anything here, are we? So why the fuck not? Just messing stuff up.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so you go into the mayor's house.
I feel like it will add some credence to the idea that we're traveling magicians.
Mm.
If we're
Okay.
flickering.
You go into the mayor's
Okay.
house. You find a very well lit antechamber constructed mostly of white marble. and a small female elf sitting behind a table with a little twig in her ear that looks like a Bluetooth microphone. And she stands up and says, "Oh, are you the magicians I heard about? This is amazing. Oh, I'm disturbed but intrigued. He needs a minute." And she obviously says that as she looks you up and down and sees that you're like a children's flip book of mixed animals. And then she says, he's just finishing brunch, but he should be with you. Please have a seat. And she gestures to this huge sitting room with chaise longues and Chesterfields as far as the eye can see.
Nice. I must say, guys, I'm a bit disappointed that this woman is just the secretary. I was thinking female mayor, Bluetooth. What a progressive town. But alas.
Yeah, he. Once again, patriarchy marches on.
Although I must say, I do enjoy a multiple Chesterfield.
Wait. Are you trying to make that sound like a sex act?
No, that's what I use, Sam.
That's just in my head. Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah.
Multiple.
So you can each sit on one Chesterfield by yourself if you would like.
Yes, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Really sprawl out.
All of you can make a perception check because I feel like it, and that's the power that I wield.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we got a 6 from Monty, an 11 from Zenarai, a 9 from Joser, and a 15 from Abe. Abe, let's start with you. You hear pretty clearly with your Dragonborn ear canals the sound of munching and snapping and slurping coming from the room on the other side beyond the reception area through this door that appears to be made of velvet. And Zenarai, you hear some muffled version of that, but to you it just sounds like a bit of a commotion. And Monty and Jose hear nothing, and you just think you're bored.
I'm just
What
gonna
is
go,
going on?
Joseph, do you hear that? It looks like someone is munching on something.
Nope. Don't hear nothing.
What if they're eating people?
Didn't hear nothing. Rolled a 9.
The
Know what
receptionist
you're talking about.
comes over and says, "Okay, he'll see you now. And please, remember, I'm going to be in the front row. If you need any sort of audience participation, I'm your one, okay?" And then she ushers you forward to the other side of the door. Well, to the other side of the room where the door is.
What is your name, good participant? We shall take you up on this.
My name is Gretchen.
Thank you, Gretchen. I will pretend to not know your name when we use you as a plant in our show. Thank you.
Oh, excellent.
Okay.
All right, this is happening.
Should we stride in?
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't like to prepare for these sort of things. So better to do it off the cuff, isn't it? So.
Yeah, and when on our way out, I think we should peek through that velvety curtain.
Sorry, I didn't describe it accurately enough. The door itself appears to be upholstered in velvet or made of velvet.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we should try to see if we can open that or see something what is behind there.
As you discover as you wonder this, you discover that is the door that she's leading you towards, and she opens it and hides on the other side of it as she ushers you in.
Okay.
Cool. As you go inside, you see the most corpulent elf you have ever seen in your life, still holding 2 chicken bones between 2 of his incredibly pudgy fingers, and he appears to be just sucking on them in behind his desk, which is just littered with plates and bowls of various delicacies, and he says, "Oh, excellent, please come and sit down." And he gestures towards the empty space in front of his desk.
Oh, well, of course. Thank you very much for your hospitality. I, myself, am Monty Mercutio, the wizard and illusionist to my traveling troupe. It looks like you have quite a spread here. Here, good sir. Try some of this. And I hand him the sachet of sumac for his meal.
Ooh, here we go. Okay, so you're gonna hand him a... So this is... A lot just happened then. I'm gonna say... Firstly, give me a deception check with advantage, and then give me a persuasion check. and then we'll see. So, with a 14 deception, you see him look you up and down and look a bit confused at the various like chunks of people that are different species, and he just seems a little distracted for a moment and like he's going to question his decision in letting you in here. But then you hold out this purple sachet of sumac and his eyes, pudgy and squished down by fat though they are, just light up and he says, "Oh yes, definitely." And he grabs it. Do you let him take it?
Yes, I do. And I say, enjoy the citrus explosion.
Okay, he grabs it, and then, like a ketchup packet from McDonald's, he squishes it onto the remains of the chicken bones between his fingers and just sucks them off like a sherbet lollipop. And he says, "Oh yes, that's amazing." And he looks to be genuinely enjoying himself, and he's almost forgotten that you're there.
Okay. Say, good fellow, I hear that you may have some opportunities for performers in these parts. Is that true?
Oh, yes, the message. I remember. Okay, so you want to set up. This show looks like it needs a little bit of work, but we're excited to have you. Permits are 800 gold pieces. You can set up by the river. It'll be great. You'll love it.
800 gold pieces.
I say, "Oh, good sir, we have been traveling a long ways, and I fear that we do not necessarily have the funds to do this, but if we were to perform in such a fantastic performance that all the people will be elated, the crime in your city will fall, people will be in abundance, and it will just be a good thing for morale. Please, give us a pass on the permit." And I cast Fast Friends on him.
Ooh, okay. Give me the text of this. This is evolving swiftly. Okay. Oh goodness me. When do you need to make sure something gets done? Sworn oaths. Understanding the increase. Oh, wisdom saving throw. Goodness me. Let's try this one. Okay. What's your DC?
15.
Oh, he is fast friended. Okay, so that means he's charmed by you for the duration. While the creature is charmed, it undertakes to perform any services or activities you ask of it in a friendly manner, to the best of its ability. You can set the creature new tasks when a previous task is completed. The duration is up to an hour concentration. Okay, so let's give you a little concentration icon here, in case you suddenly get bludgeoned or something.
Okay.
Let's do green. And then, okay, and he says, "Oh, I didn't realize you'd been traveling for so long. Oh, okay, listen. All right, don't tell anyone I did this, especially my wife, but listen. All right, the spot, it's over by the water. You know where we are? You go across the road, keep going, you'll see the bank of this thing, you know, this one, and then you'll see it. Okay. Is there anything else that you need?"
I nudge Monty and I say, "Get him to give us the money. And the food."
Well, it would be fantastic to be remunerated for our services. In fact, it's been a very long road. Could we also have some of that chicken?
Of course. He reaches down into his desk, ignoring the empty plates and shite all over his desk. And inside his drawer, where you would typically in a desk keep manila folders, is an entire roast chicken on a plate, like for later. And he takes it out and he says, This one was for pre-lunch, but you can have this."
I hand it to Zenarai.
Good man.
You don't see enough fat elves these days, do you?
You really don't.
So slender.
I nudge Monty and I say, "Ask him why he's so fat."
I mean,
I ask him.
Was the chicken in the drawer? Not proof enough.
I ask him, why are people in your town so racist?
Okay. That was a question more than like directing him. So I'll say make a insight check. Oh, cool. Make an insight check. Oh wow, with a 5. Okay, you see a strange look go across his face. He looks genuinely baffled by your question. He says, "What? Don't be ridiculous. They're perfectly reasonable people. Racist against whom?"
Oh, we just heard some smack talk about Dragonborn and Furbolgs and all that as we were coming through. I mean, can't say I'm the hugest fan of them myself, but just heard some things expressed. And it's good to know these things, because we have to know whether to incorporate certain things into our performance, to get the crowd really going.
Oh, you mean that? Oh, they're well-educated elves and, near elves. They're just been brought up correctly and, they're not so much races that you're referring to as minions. And the way he says that is like, in his mind, that's the politically correct term.
Yeah. Yeah, like there's a protected status for minions or something.
Yeah, but, I mean, it's still hugely derogatory, but to him, it's like he's really taken it up a notch politically.
Just before we go... Oh, go. Yeah, go, Zara.
So I said, do you keep any of these minions in your town, good mayor? Oh, master and gatekeeper of the roast chicken.
Okay. No, he's just gonna answer you, and he says, "Oh, your costume is amazing. Look at those pointy horns, and that tail. Oh, your question. No, of course. We would need to clean the streets twice daily if we did that. They stay over there on that side." And he gestures sort of northeast.
Yes, it's for the best.
You're all going along with this racist thing surprisingly easily. Those filthy vermin, I couldn't agree more.
You live 5 minutes in the shoes of the well-to-dos, and you realize how good life is.
Yeah.
Draw chicken whenever you want it.
Guys, imagine if we had entered town from the other direction, things would have been very different.
Yeah. I'll be cutting this guy's dick off right now.
Oh, by the way, you see the big mare look towards you, Joser, and all the rotting, dismembered pieces of flesh at your belt, and he says, smells a little bit far gone, but is any of that still edible?
Yeah, sure, have this. And I chuck him the dick.
He bites into it. He bites into the willy with gusto. This is a bit chewy, but it's got a lot of texture.
Yep. I heard that.
He puts what remains of the sumac sachet on it. Lemony texture.
I was wondering when those two fan favorite story elements were going to combine.
Sumac and a dismembered wang.
Yeah, you keep that. It's from way out west.
He's shoved the rest of it in his mouth by now, and he said, "What?"
It's all the rage in Orphea.
Oh.
Or whatever that place is called. Yeah. Okay, let's
ask him, where's your wife?
You ask him that, or you ask someone to ask him? Okay, he says,
I shout at him, where's your wife?
She's upstairs, I think. Maybe shopping, maybe balancing the books. I mean, probably shopping. That became like a Trump impersonation halfway through.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stay there.
Why? Oh, playing the role. Yeah, of course.
Then I instruct Gahakbalad just to shit all over his desk.
Okay. He's going to make a perception check to see if he notices. He does not notice. With a natural 1, he's still chewing the last of the dismembered penis. And
it is tough. It's tough. You got to really get through it.
Really working on it.
Yeah. God,
But
this guy's...
shit goes everywhere, all over the mostly empty plates. Gahaktbalacha seems to have stored up a considerable amount of excrement because you've never asked him to do this before.
It's been a while.
That's a well-trained demon.
I'm gonna leave.
Okay.
Yeah, this guy. What a pathetic character.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
became our slave and then made him eat a dick and then shit on his desk.
Well, you also realize that when I didn't describe it when it happened, but when Monty cast Fast Friends, you noticed a green glint in his eye, and his hand started to really almost move in slow motion for a second, and a substantial amount of spell took place.
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting. So what do we want to do? Should we get ready for this? Are we going to do this performance out of context, out of character?
I mean,
I think we should go by the other side of the river.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we need to. Yeah, let's huddle and work out what's in it for us doing a performance. So like,
Oh, no.
I know
You've given yourself a fictional job, and now you're deciding whether you're going to show up to that job. We're accountants.
I mean-
Should we do some accounting?
Okay, so how about we do a show where the crux of it is about minions and masters coming together and
like it.
like putting their differences aside and living together in harmony.
It's
So-
Hamlet-esque in a Hamlet.
There we go.
Or-
Yeah.
Or we do a story about like a brave kind of underdog ruffian overthrowing his evil masters.
Yeah,
So
that's what I
let's-
was
should
going to say about a valiant insurrection where
Yeah.
the proletariat rises up.
Ooh,
and just
topical,
burns
topical. I love it. I'm gonna grab another drink because that impression really hurt my voice. So I'll be right back. What did I miss?
Okay, let's go do our market research.
Yeah, we're gonna roll north of the
So,
river, north
yeah.
the tracks.
North
Okay.
the tracks, yeah.
Sweet. Okay. You
As
had,
we approach the river, I'm gonna stop the spell on all of us, apart from Joser. So I'm gonna keep Joser kind of like 80% tiefling.
I'm tiefling, yeah. Okay. No, I'm under 5 foot, so I'm full tiefling. But I think that works.
nice. Awesome. So as you head to the right fork northwards across the bridge, you notice a shop off to your left, the left-hand side of the right fork, and the shop is called Cecil's to Shop, with a T in front of the word shop. And then as you continue towards the bridge, you notice a clutch of buildings atop the bridge that appear to be taverns. You see a couple of signs as you get closer. One of them says Thin Ice, presumably the name of the tavern. Another one says Intense, written in pretty poor handwriting. And the third one says Bad Luck. And then beyond those, you see the end of the bridge and a wooden plaque cum notice board.
Should we check out the notice board, or should we grab a pint?
Notice board, I
Is
think.
the shop a magic shop?
You can make a insider investigation check to determine that. Or you could go in, but this is without going in.
Insight.
Okay, with a 6. You're confident with a 6 insight. It's fancy, but its magicalness is hard to tell.
If this is a magic shop, guys, I quite want to go in.
Let's check it out anyway. Walk over and kick the door in.
Okay. Inside, you see a guy with a blonde goatee, except there's no bottom part to the goatee. Like it ends at the handlebars. And he says, "Welcome to Cecil's shop. How can I help you?"
What's wrong with your goatee?
I don't know what you're... Wait a minute. You're the magicians, I heard. And you see him do the same thing that the mayor did, and the same gesture that the receptionist did inside the mayor's place. When they say, "I heard" or "I remember," they sort of point to their head in a strange way. And he says, "Oh, yes. When are you performing?"
Yeah, later. What do you sell?
Okay, I'm going to try a thing here. I'm going to send you a URL. And you should be able to view the shop from your browser.
Ooh,
Cool.
big.
Boom.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, that's fresh. It's real fresh.
You also notice, just because I really want to draw attention to it, that despite the sign spelling, he said, "Welcome to Cecil's shop" when you came in.
Yeah. Shot.
Fuck, sweet. How much gold's everyone got? I'll say,
Oh, no, not bad.
yeah, we're putting on a show later, but we always like to check out the local wares before we perform. You know, see if there's any good bargains to be had.
Oh, I see. Excellent. Well, I can't wait to see one of my items in your show.
Well, I
So
mean,
the
if you
product, please.
yeah, you sort us out with a little bit of good rates, maybe we can drop the name Cecil and you'll have customers flooding in no time.
Oh, I
For
see.
a free item. Oh, sorry.
He just says, "I see." Yeah, go on for a free item.
I was going to say, for a free item, we'll even take a small 30-second advertising break and present it to the audience.
Okay. Make a persuasion check. Oh, with a 20. And he says, what would you say in this ad break, whatever that means?
Whatever you want for a free item.
We'd say, Frost Brand Great Swords, the greatest brand of frost swords, branding brand swords. Have you ever had a branded brand sword? Get them from to shop. Cecil's.
You added to sword from it. Get that to Frost Brand.
You hear him wonder out loud, that was a lot of words. I mean, we'd have to correct the
They don't
name.
work in branding.
We'd have to correct the name of the shop, but which item did you have in mind?
Thought it was obvious.
Yeah, the old Frost Brand Great Sword.
Well, how will I know you'll follow through on this bargain that we'll strike?
Won't you be there?
Well, yes, but if you're not, what do I do then?
Well, how about?
Give it back.
Yeah. How about you just throw it at us from the from the audience?
Ooh, as a sort of curtain call, appreciative gesture.
Exactly, and then we deliver the pitch, and then
Yes.
we'll keep it if you're.
It will look spontaneous, fresh. The crowd will love it. It will look like, we're seeing it for the first time and our opinion is clearly genuine.
He scrunches up his face in concentration and then holds out his hand and says, "You have a deal, my friend."
Sick.
Oh, now.
If only we had a two-handed sword fighter.
I just saw very rare and panicked.
I saw very rare and panicked. That's what I'm going to call this episode.
I saw purple and panic.
Surely Abe. Surely that's a good Abe.
Yeah,
weapon.
Yeah.
it's more shieldy.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Abe could slash up all
you can-
kinds of stuff.
You can respec for that bad boy.
Yeah. Oh, it's
Yeah,
versatile as well. Is it? Yeah.
Let's get out of there before we.
No, I think just people might want to buy shit. There's some
Oh,
cool stuff in there.
yeah, sorry, Samurai. Are you looking for any particular components?
I'm good for components actually, but I'm very captivated by the armor of resistance.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it.
What's the adamantine gem?
It's like the armor I have.
Oh, half-plate armor.
It's
of
pretty
resistance.
similar.
AC 14 requires. AC 16 requires strength 13.
Oh, that's cool. The link takes you to the D&D Beyond page.
Yeah, it's good.
Awesome. This digital / arcane shop that I've set up is more useful than I imagined.
Yeah, I might have to hit you up for deets.
Oh, you will. You will. I love the sound of browsing. Just let me know if you need anything else.
I reach out and start stroking the armor.
Ooh, that is a handsome one.
Thank you, I say.
Oh yes, the armor is great too.
I wink coyly. There are many things that could be great for you, good armor vendor. Nothing in this life comes for free.
Okay, make
And I
a
wink
just
again.
just give
in
me
my
a
clever double entendre.
give me because this I like that this doesn't really fall into any category. So give me a charisma check. You know, just with the charisma rather than like a particular skill. This is just a measure of charisma. I also like to call this the raw sexual dynamism test. So with a 19 charisma, you see him say, "Oh, you naughty boy, you! What is it that you need?"
Well, sir, I need this armor, but I shall not pay full price.
I shall not pay. Full stop.
Now listen.
Because how could you charge full price to such a one as I?
That's a very good point, my good man. And I think I'll let you in on a little secret because, you know, being magicians disguised as lesser beings, I'm sure you're not overly concerned about how I got this one. So, I'll be honest, I got it for a song. I could let it go for, say, 2,000 gold pieces?
Damn.
Tell me about the price of this song you sung.
Oh,
2,000 gold piece song surely is quite a ballad.
Wasn't quite that, but perhaps just a turn of phrase. I got it from an orc over the other side of the river who had retrieved it but didn't know what they had, so naturally I was able to make a business venture out of it.
Just real quick, out of context, the adamantine armor, chainmail,
Yep.
that has stealth disadvantage, doesn't it?
Adamantine chain.
Looks like from that's little spreadsheet.
Let me see.
Even though it's so presumably then
Yeah.
Abelardo, you've got one that doesn't have that.
Have the breastplate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool,
Because
cool.
it's the subcategory is chain mail rather than chain shirt. So chain mail does have disadvantage.
Yeah, I mean, out of like just giving you more game mechanic knowledge, there are things like items, spells that can give you advantage on stealth. So you could end up just with normal stealth checks eventually, but until you found that, yeah, you would be at disadvantage on them.
I have one of those.
Which
So it balances it. Does advantage balance out disadvantage? I've got like an elven cloak.
oh yeah, the cloak and
the
your
cloak
armor
of
is
elven
what's
kind.
giving the disadvantage. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, does it? You've got a chainmail as well, though, haven't you, Ash? So you need that.
I've got scale mail, but I've actually taken it off. So at the moment, I have advantage on stealth. But yeah, that's good to know that I could balance it out.
Yeah.
If I wanted to.
Just to jump back into where I was. Good man, tell me, this orc, what was he like? Did he give you a name, perchance?
Let me see if I can remember. He's gonna make a history check. Ooh, with a 70 says, I don't remember the minion's name, and he tries to catch himself, but he was towards the north end of town, I think. He was a scavenger. He combs the local woods looking for knickknacks, and I take some off him from time to time.
I say to
Thank
the
you.
others, sounds like a hero.
Let him join our party.
Maybe he needs to be eulogized in a song, even though he's not dead yet.
Filthy orc. Okay, so should we... Is everyone going to buy anything? Oh yeah, I know what I'm going to buy. I said I was going to buy a few potions of healing, if that's okay. So I will do that. Let's have potion of healing. I'll just take one, actually.
Okay, that would be...
I use mine on Dave.
Okay, that would be 50 gold pieces, please.
Okie dokie.
And you...
Zenarai, if you
he hands
want
it over.
that, what was it? The half-plate armor of resistance.
So...
Maybe you can do like an exchange. I know I have some useless weapons on me that we can try and
That's an
see.
interesting point. Sir Sexy, I mean, Sir Shopkeeper. Perhaps you might consider a trade in part for this armor.
I might. What is it that you have in mind?
Well, I have this. I have such a wondrous item as you have never seen before. It is from far, far off seas. It is a lantern of revealing.
Ooh. He goes up close to it. I assume you're holding it?
Yes.
That is interesting. Can you give me the text of that? I forget. Thank you. Now this is interesting. Now what value would you put on an item like this? Would you, huh? What value?
Oh, priceless, my good man. How could I possibly commit to a single cost? This could save your life from any kind of subterranean manifuge.
Did you say manifuge?
Yes, it's a neologism that I just created.
Okay, I was going to say, I'm not familiar with that one. Okay, could you make an insight check for me? Because I'm enjoying the dark place that this is going. Okay, so as long as they're in the land that's bright, you can see in action to lower the reducing the dim light for additional. As long as they're in the land that's bright light. Okay, sweet. So, with a 5 insight, even with a relatively low score, you can tell that the way he looks at this is disproportionately hungry compared to the seeming mundanity of the item. You're not sure why, but he says, yes, I can see that you treasure it. How about we just call it a straight trade then? How about that?
Well, hold the line, good sir. A man as attractive as yourself wouldn't want to rush a deal, and there is the thrill of the dicker to be enjoyed. Why not say you give me
I
the
love
armor?
that you got a word for barter and the word dick into a flirting trade conversation. Go on.
Why not say you give me the armor, 500 gold pieces, and we walk away as potentially more than good friends?
Okay, all right. Give me a persuasion check with advantage for dicker. Ooh, yeah. With a 20, he says, okay, listen, in the till at the moment, I only have 400 gold pieces. Will that be enough? We can settle the rest after the performance.
We have an accord.
Excellent. He gives you 400 gold pieces. And now I want to say, is anyone watching this interaction?
Yep.
Okay, everyone can make
We're
an insight.
all
Everyone can make an insight check
Okay.
except Zenrai because he already has. And you can add that Zenrai to your equipment list. It should be one of the D&D Beyond items that comes up. If it doesn't, then we can try to figure it out.
Okay.
Yay!
Half plate armor of resistance you just blagged.
Yep. and 400 gold.
Okay.
That's insane.
See?
Joseph
Drag is the way to go.
Did you do an insight check, Joseph, or were you busy with
I
other
know,
things?
Yeah, no, I was busy. I went. I
Okay,
didn't,
cool. All right, so Abe, you would know that the look on this guy's face has an almost unsavory quality, and you would also know that the Lantern of Revealing, it has unsavory connotations. It's basically like the kind of tool that a burglar might use to take stuff and not reveal to anyone far away that they're there, because the light basically stops, and if you're outside that, you can't tell that there's light there at all. So you've basically just given him a tool to go steal people's shit.
Well,
Okay.
let's just keep an eye out when we sleep tonight, so we don't find ourselves in that situation, guys.
Good point. Yeah.
Oh, so I need to roll a d10.
See
Okay.
which resistance you get.
Oh, nice. Okay. So,
Poison.
nice. Look at you. That's a good one to have.
Yeah.
Sick.
And make sure everyone that's bought stuff, make sure once you do add it to your inventory, you equip it so that your character sheet gets the benefits.
Ooh. 17 AC. Fuck me.
Nice.
That's a big jump.
Pretty cool. That's close to me.
What kind of armor of
Sick.
resistance was it? Did it say?
It does
half
say
plate.
no. It does also say half plate armor resistance to thunder. Maybe that's already been predetermined.
No, but you roll when you get it. Oh wait, oh hang on. Oh shit. Oh sorry, no, it is thunder. My bad. Hang on. Let me change that then.
Sorry to
What was it?
nerf your
Half
item.
plate? Half plate? Half plate?
I just saw that as well at the same time.
Cool. Yeah, that's some substantial
plus.
AC right there.
Dex modifier, the stealth disadvantage. And there's no strength requirement. Damn, that's nice. Can you wear medium armor?
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Can you wear medium armor?
But I mean, well, this is what I was confused because it says applicable armor, padded leather, studded leather, hide.
Mm-hmm. What part of that is confusing?
Armor, light, medium, or heavy.
Oh, okay. Let me look at your sheet. We might as well just dive into the logistics of character management here for a second.
The D&D Beyond one has like all the variants, I think. So like if this is half plate, then it's classed as medium.
Yeah.
Ah, fuck. Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
You're in.
No, I can't.
Yeah, I think you're proficient in light armor according to your character sheet.
Light, yeah, light only. Oh shit. Does anyone want some medium armor?
You've just gone to great lengths to acquire.
Yeah.
It is plus Dex modifier, which I have maxed out, so it'd be pretty fucking swag on me.
Alright, well, here you go. It's yours.
Nice.
So I'm going to gift you some armor of lightning resistance half plate.
Sick.
Thunder.
Yeah,
resistance,
real sick. Thunder resistance.
You see the shopkeeper
cool.
is holding his lantern and admiring it from a bunch of different angles.
I'll say, I'll buy you a bit. Nice one.
You should also unequip
I feel
it.
like I have, yeah.
Because actually, you can technically
And I
wear
deleted
it.
it from my,
I should clarify, you can technically wear it, but it has a bunch of unpleasant side effects. Like, I think it stops you from casting spells or something, and then you have disadvantage on strength, dexterity, checks of all kinds, that kind of stuff.
Okay. So I say I've pimped myself out for the good of the party here. You guys will, I expect to be paid back in kind.
You're so selfless, then, all right?
Well, at least you got 400 gold.
That's true.
I expect to be paid back in kind.
Funny. Fun.
Armor of thunder resistance half plate, that's it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, what resistance means is that anytime you take thunder damage, you automatically take half, I think.
Ah,
So close.
I thought I'd finally upped my pathetic AC from...
But technically, you're lucky in that, unlike many spellcasters, you can wear light armor, whereas most spellcasters can't wear any. So if you find, I think that basically comes under leather and stuff, then you should be able to wear that. What are you currently wearing?
Yeah, what have you got?
At the moment, I'm just wearing leather armor.
Okay. I think
I've got studded leather armor,
Ooh,
so
yeah.
I give you AC 12.
Yeah, chuck that over.
Yeah, I'll give it to you for 100 gold.
You can give it to me with 100 gold.
All right, here you go.
And Dave.
And Dave.
Yeah, done. So weirdly, when I've I'm just going to random button. When I've equipped that armor, I thought that would have been hang on. Oh, we're getting to the nitty gritty here this episode, aren't we? It's half plate 15 plus Dex modifier, maximum of 2. So that should be, for me, my Dex modifier is plus 5, so it should be plus 2, right?
Yeah.
So it should be 17 AC.
Yeah.
But that hasn't reflected in my armor class.
I can see 17. Maybe refresh your sheet.
It's 17, but is that the only place I get? Because it was 17 before.
Oh, what were you
when
wearing?
I had studded on.
Oh, because your dex is so high, basically. So what you were wearing leather before, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that leather is more freedom of movement, so that was enabling you to benefit from all of your dex bonus, whereas now you're wearing metal armor, which doesn't allow you to benefit from as much dexterity because your range of motion is reduced, so that's why it ends up being the same. But you are now resistant to thunder.
All right, fair enough. Well, I mean, if someone else would get more of a bonus from me than just the thunder resistance.
Rules in the equipment recorded.
But Monty wears
I'm not sure if it would
heavy.
make me any.
I'm sure
Yeah,
if we
I
leave
can
it for
wear-
Luke, I'll be two seconds.
Yeah, no, yeah, I can wear heavy stuff at the moment. I've just got. So wait, what are we saying? Sorry, we're just talking about how it impacts dex.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's medium, right? So
Oh, I think it would make me pretty unkillable.
But I think your adamantine armor is very similar, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love my adamantine armor. That's why I'm just saying it's. I'm with 20. I have AC 20, so I think
Yeah.
maybe Monty should try it.
I mean, I currently just have some bog standard scale mail, so it would probably boost me a fair bit. Is it not really doing much for you then, Joseph?
It's given me just thunder resistance because of the way that light and medium armor apparently.
Okay, let me just give it a try and see, because my scale mail's AC 14 gets me to 18. Does that take me even higher? So what is it? Sorry, half plate.
I think it would increase it by 1 because your armor is 14 and the half plate is 15.
I mean, to be fair, worst case scenario, this was on sale for 6,600, so we can just flog this shit and make bank.
Yeah. True that. You said it back to this. Hello, good man. Yeah, okay.
Weren't there 2 other places on the bridge?
Yeah, no, there was
They were all taverns.
2 taverns, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm into this for now, and then we can always sell it if we're in a pickle. It's gives me a little boost, but if we ever need 6,000 gold or whatever, then let's do that.
All right, I'll remove the studded leather from my inventory.
Sorry about
Oh,
This
my
guy
God.
doesn't have any small armor for press, does he?
I mean, to be fair, I hadn't actually decided on my character's sexual orientation, so perhaps I vastly enjoyed that and took nothing but the thrill of courting Dig, and was very happy to do so.
that. I feel like that's about the 3rd male character that you flirted with in this game, so.
Yeah, it's just coming out in the wash. It's one of those things where, like, you just don't really know until.
Just gotta mix it up. It all, all gets out on the field.
You see him, the shop owner turns to you, Zenarai, and says, "May I interest you in a scroll of tongues?"
Have you actually looked at it, though? It's pretty sweet, given that we don't speak the languages sometimes.
Well, it depends how.
All joking
how long the
aside.
scroll is, my friend. Oh, I've lost the link. Or is it? Oh, it's in Discord. Yeah.
Yeah, basically, it grants the creature you touch the ability to understand any spoken language it hears.
Does it specify how you have to touch them?
Well, I mean, Abe is an expert in that area.
Crotch. That's a crotch touch. And it's, yeah.
I shout back to the innkeeper over my shoulder. How much for the tongue lashing, my good man?
For you, let's say 300 gold pieces?
I can get an average tongue lashing at any tavern for a third of that price.
Yes, but with this one, you will have universal appreciation of all tongues.
Tell you what, the scroll talk has got me in the mood. I'll take a scroll of poison spray, 20 gold pieces.
Oh, yes, that is a deal, my good ish man.
I'll let that one pass. Okay, 20 GPs coming your way.
Okay, cool. You have that should be in the equipment thing as well.
Yeah.
So I think the way it works is if you add a scroll to your inventory, it'll just be a generic scroll, and you've got to kind of label it. And then the way it works is, I'll explain it when you try to use it, but actually, let's see if you would know. It is kind of complicated. So using a spell scroll, it has to be on your spell list of spells you could cast, Jose.
Oh, does it?
If the spell is on your class's spell list, you can read the scroll and cast it without providing any. However, the scroll is unintelligible otherwise.
Okay, in that case, I don't do that.
You give it back to him and he says, "Oh, so soon, taking advantage of our 12-second return policy, I see."
Damn right you are.
Oh well,
okay,
perhaps next time.
You're right, Jen.
I'm going to turn him down as well and say, not today, good man. You can put your tongue back in your mouth.
Oh well, and he reluctantly puts the scroll away.
All right. Is everyone shopped out? We need.
Yeah, let's fuck off.
I think so. Yeah, let's fuck off. We're big time. God, I'm looking forward to that Frostbrand greatsword.
Also, just before, I want to clarify. When I say it needs to be on your class's spell list, I mean on your class's spell list at any time, even if you have to be level 20 to use it, just on your class's list of possible spells that they can use.
Okay, I'd have to take a look at that. But let's carry on and I'll check that out. But I wouldn't take it anyway. It's fine.
Cool. Okay, so you leave the store. It goes ding-a-ling.
So there were 3 very strangely named taverns, folks. What an amount of choice. I don't know about you, but I just realised I probably need a rest. Shall we visit a tavern before we hit the mean streets?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's get a bit more of a
Let's do it.
read on what's going on.
Okay, which tavern do you go into? Thin Ice, Intense, or Bad Luck?
I think we're all pretty intense. Maybe that one.
Okay, we've got a
I'm
vote
feeling
for
intense,
intense. What
yeah.
was
All our
Zenarai?
characters
Yeah.
are pretty intense, aren't they?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Zenarai
Sounds
said something,
the
but I
least
didn't hear what it
precarious.
was. No? Okay, so we've got 2 votes for intense. That's the first on the left. Do you guys go to that one?
Yep.
Okay.
Sure. Just before we go in, if we're at the river, can I see the river?
Oh, yes. It looks to be a fairly standard river. However, there are more signs of dead fish on the banks, seemingly haphazardly.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. So you guys go into the tavern. You're met with the smell of stale beer, cigarettes, although obviously unfiltered, so even more intense than you would imagine, and a weird drink being poured at the bar. It seems to be a combination of dark ale and red wine.
Snakebite? No.
You see a sign behind it with an artist's rendering of the drink, and it proclaims it to be a Vintner's Ale. The clamor of various patrons in there, and you do notice there's a mixture of patrons this time. This is the first time you've seen elves and orcs and goblins and things all in the same space together. Although tense, it seems to be... See what I did there? It does seem to be that they're occupying the same space.
Right. Should we go get a drink then? Or something? Or talk to someone?
No one pays any attention to you.
But we
Yeah.
have,
Are these mainly elves?
Well, like I said, it's a mixture. It seems pretty 50-50,
Okay,
to be honest.
Okay.
Well, I suppose
Uh,
we
no
also...
other dragonborns.
Yeah. So, are we? I've still got. Do I still look like a half-sized tiefling? My chances
Ask
are.
Zenarai.
Yeah.
Yes, you absolutely do.
Okay. So I'll say to the group, let's get us some more inspiration for our performance later. And I'll saunter up to Who do we want? No, we want someone who's a disgusting race. Are there any tieflings or furbolgs around?
Okay. Make a
Hey.
make a perception check.
That was out of context. Okay.
Okay, with an 8. You notice
like
no furbolgs, no tieflings, but you do notice a bunch of different orcs and goblins seem to be clutched together in little groups. And then the elves seem to be in little groups too, but the tables are so close to each other that it doesn't feel as segregated as they're probably going for.
So Joseph's obviously gonna be pretty upset by this. I'm gonna say orcs.
You see someone beside you say, "Bless you."
What's the lay of the room? I mean, you've obviously described it. I mean, are there any bouncers or anything in here? How many orcs are you talking?
You're looking at about 6 to 9 orcs. Nice. And about a handful of goblins sort of milling around. And about 8 elves. They tend to be on the left side of the room. Orcs and goblins on the right-hand side. The bar is at the back opposite you. And the bartender appears to be a elf.
Okay.
Was there another question in there that I missed?
No, that was it. I mean, Joseph has a uncontrollable urge to kill all of these orcs and goblins, or at least try to.
This feels like a Zenerai fireball situation.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I don't know. I feel
Okay,
like
okay. Joseph.
So as that's all happening, I'm gonna stomp up to the bar and say, "Give me 8 of your house classics."
Okay.
And then start drinking them all.
Okay, you see him immediately look at you strangely because he hasn't presumably seen a tiefling very often and says, "Right you are, pointy boy," and starts pouring vintner's ales.
Oh,
I say, "Pointy boy."
let's cut back to that because that's going to be hilarious. Monty, you said something?
I was going to do something, but I can't do it.
Why?
Run out of spell slots.
Hey.
That's great. Josa, did you say something? No. Cool. Let's go back to the pointy boy comment. He says, "Listen, mate, in a tavern, all bets are off. We can say whatever we want. The feud doesn't count in here. Everybody needs to drink. It's on the border." And he gestures below to presumably the river. "I was just having a laugh."
How are you saying that to me?
Yeah.
Oh, I was saying, Pointy boy. I quite like that nickname. I wasn't going down like an Aggie route, but...
Oh, that's good. He seems like quite highly strung, probably because he's the bartender at a bar called Intense.
So say to him, "You seem stressed. Have 3 of these," and I hand him 3 of the 8 drinks that I bought.
Oh.
I'm gonna cast Goodberry, by the way. Just,
like a floater in the drink, and he says, "Why, thank you, my good man." And he grabs the 3 handles, they're kind of like steins, and he just starts pouring them on his face, and it just goes all the way down his clothes, and he says, "Getting high on your own supply. This is good shit."
And I say, "Shit, yeah!" and high-five him.
Okay.
And then on to the other 5.
So weird to see Zeneria being nice.
Guys, what's happening?
You drink the other 5, and he just starts applauding.
I promise I didn't cast Fast Friends on Zenerai.
So Joseph's going to walk over to the nearest group of orcs
Oh shit.
and say, "Hail! What goes there? How you boys doing?"
Oh, hello. You know, another day without power. What about you?
Yeah, days without power, definitely. What do you guys do for fun around here? You know, what are your haunts?
Make a persuasion check.
All right.
With a 10. Okay, with a 10. Well, there's a There's a basement over beneath Simon's trading store. Just ask for the next game that's about to set off, and he'll show you.
Folks, we found it.
What? What?
Joseph stops and turns around immediately to the others. And says, guys!
Guys,
Did you hear that?
I was here all along. Okay,
I throw all 5 of the flagons on the ground. What? I scream. They come stamping over to Joseph.
Joseph looks at the orcs and looks back and just says, wait here! And runs over and goes, guys, come on!
let's go.
Okay,
just
so you run out
storm
of
out
the
the door.
tavern, is that the idea?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where was it?
All right, you run out of the tavern.
I throw money behind me to pay for the drinks.
Okay, you see the bartender say, "Oh, thank you," and then he has to dodge as the coins hit him in the face. And then as you walk out of the tavern and head north, because the orc gestured kind of north, you see the wooden notice board with a wooden plaque above it, and there's a sword hooked onto the wooden plaque, but the sword is broken into 2 pieces, and there's some writing on it and the notice board, and then you can keep going straight. Do you keep going straight?
What does the notice board say?
So you go over to the notice board.
Yeah.
So easily sidetracked. The notice board says the notice board doesn't really have anything on it. It looks unused, but the sword on the plaque has carved above the broken sword, "Never again," and on the blade of the sword itself, it says "Devil's Bane."
Well, this all seems very important, folks, but it's not getting us any closer to what we need to know.
Fuck that noise. Seaman trade straight forward.
Okay. Within about 60 feet of that, on the left, you see a store that has a swinging wooden sign that says Simon's, so like SEEMON''S trading post, and I assume you go in there.
I kick the door in.
Okay.
Shall we get the sign out of Joseph's sack?
Oh, yeah.
Some sort of credentials.
Floating in the ale.
Yeah,
In the
I
double
feel like
dry hopped ale.
I feel like that might add credence to our argument.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
so
they only
I-
said that we needed to ask for the next game, though, right?
That is what
The orcs, yeah.
said to
Yeah.
Jose, yeah. So you go inside, and it appears to be a mix between a post office and like an old version of Gumtree. There's a mixture of like little signs advertising junk people want to sell. There's also little tiny like PO boxes, and there's a guy at the end that looks like he's been sleeping on the ground his whole life. He's like got permanent, bed head. He's got bed face, and he says, "All right, what is it then?"
Exactly what we were going to ask you.
Uh,
What is it?
what's
Before we
what?
go in,
Yeah.
just being the voice of reason a second.
Yeah, I love
Before
it.
we go in and ask for the next game, shouldn't we take at least a short rest so that we have our healer
Ah.
with actual spell slots in case that's like a trap or something and the play is like a game to death or like anything, a fight club?
I've already kicked the door in, and I'm.
Yeah.
I think
The moment's passed.
You're coming up to
That
about...
would have been the right thing to do before.
I
that.
tried.
Yeah, you
I
tried.
tried.
Yeah, it's coming up to
I
about
have necked 5 ales.
about
Wait,
lunchtime.
who's our healer?
Well, Monty, basically. I can touch your crotch and
You
give you
got
a
healing
bit of
spells,
life.
actually.
Yeah, what? Huh? It's actually, it's literally just the one thing I happened to want to do to Joseph that I couldn't do. I'm actually otherwise okay.
Okay.
Well, to be fair though, just like Abelardo's a bit happy because he gets to use his. If you get in a tricky situation, he gets to use his crotch touch. So, fine.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's
sweet.
something Abe's been holding onto for a while. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
Literally.
The guy just looks back at you perplexed.
So I say, bag of holding, seaman sign.
You
and
pull out
hopefully
this
that-
enormous wooden sign from inside a magical sack.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
And I I just hold it out to him.
Okay. So you want to hire some yachtsmen? Are you going down the river?
Don't you play dumb with us.
And I jump over the counter, I grab him, and I start slapping him. He's like, where is it?
I just asked, where's the next game?
Where is it?
Okay, all right. Make an intimidation check, and then I'll deal with Abe's simultaneous question.
Just so we all know, I have +8 to intimidation, and I have advantage.
Oh, nice.
Sick.
Oh, wow. With a 21, he says, it's downstairs! It's downstairs! And he turns to Abe and says, it's also downstairs.
Go on, boys, let's go.
There are different ways of getting what you want.
I drop him like a sack of potatoes and sprint downstairs.
His face looks even more bed-faced than before. Okay, so he gestures you behind the counter, and you see a door and then wooden stairs leading down. You go down?
Yeah,
Yep.
I guess.
Okay.
With reckless abandon.
You find yourself in a smoke-filled, predominantly sand-coated room, in the center of which is a kind of hodgepodge group of people, some having hushed conversations with each other, some not. And beyond them is a ring of sand with a white rope around it. And you also smell something else, something animalistic, something bestiary. And then you notice in the far
salty.
corner... Sorry? What'd you say?
I said something kind of salty.
In the far corner of the room, you notice
Salty
cages
pennies.
with, like, the biggest dogs you've ever seen, bordering on wolves, just sitting there in cages.
Dogs.
I'm not gonna lie, guys, not what I was expecting.
The plot thickens.
I just
Is
Becomes ropey.
So we've gone downstairs to get to here.
Yeah, into
Yeah.
the basement.
Okay, so I've run down the stairs and I've tripped and I've kind of rolled over the last few and kind of sprawled out really haphazardly, landing on my back. I kind of scramble up and I say, "Where?"
Whoa, Discord just completely muted it. What was that?
I shout, "Where is it?"
Oh,
Right,
okay.
anyways.
You see the real seedy characters turn around and look at you and and they all kind of say together, it's here. You're here. Do you want to place a bet?
how many milliliters?
Okay, make a perception check, Monty, and then
Joe's is still holding the sign, just kind of looking around wildly.
I also roll. I want to kind of see if I can gauge what is happening because
Oh,
it
okay.
looks like a dogfight thing. But
okay, make a perception check. But Monty's perception check of 9. You notice when you ask how many milliliters, people kind of shuffle around, but you don't really understand how they're reacting
It
to
must
that.
be a lot.
And with
So
a
many.
13, Abe, you notice
What if
that
it's in liters?
you do
Yeah.
notice, Abe, that this does appear to be a dogfighting type situation. And there appears to be a chalkboard against the far wall next to the dog cages that has like rounds and names and a record as who's won and what the odds are, that sort of stuff. You see,
Oh, nice. We've got some Witcher 3 tavern music going on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This reminds me of Gwent.
Gwent, yeah.
you see some dogs being led out. One has a red streak through its black fur. The other one is more of a ashy blonde color, and they look like 4 foot tall at the shoulder. They're enormous. And you see a couple of people around the ring say, "Bets, bets," and they seem to be turning their hand in like a Beyonce manner, but more like to request bets.
Okay, I'll go in for 10 milliliters.
Hens kisses or the river wins?
The river wins.
Okay, 2-1. That'll be how many gold?
No. 10 milliliters.
You need hard currency here, mate. Breeding's not for later.
It was hard before, now not so much, but this currency is good.
Gold bets?
It's
I
not so
cast-
gold, more silvery.
He turns to someone else. What was that?
20 gold on the semen trade.
Okay, make
I'll
an
throw it at him really aggressively.
On behalf of Siemens Trade.
make an insight check, please, Zenarai. And Abe wanted to say something?
Yes. Can I cast Speak with Animals?
Yeah, 100%.
Ooh.
Okay, with an
Nice.
8 insight, Zenarai, you notice the guy that you say that to looks a little confused, but you're not sure why. He unconsciously looks over at the dogs and then back at you, but takes your gold and marks down your bet, and seemingly he's chosen who you've put your money on because you didn't really specify. Okay, speak with animals. You gain the ability to comprehend, verbally communicate with beasts for the duration. The knowledge and awareness of many beasts is limited by their intelligence. Give you information about nearby locations. Okay, cool. Cool. What do you say to them?
I want to ask them, first of all, what's going on, and secondly, just like gauge if they actually want to fight.
Okay. You're asking both of them or one of them?
Both of them.
Okay. You hear thoughts back to you that aren't in clear language. They're more like a series of emotions and concepts. And you hear protect, attack, defend, foreigner, invader. It seems to be that they're engaged in a sort of like locked battle with the other one, seemingly perceiving that each one is intruding on the other one's, what's it called? Where you have that area that you're in charge of.
Territory.
Territory.
Terrain,
Thank you.
territory, yeah.
Territory. That's
Samurai.
those are the emotions you get from them.
Do they know what kind of dogs they are, given that they are so big?
Do they know what kind of dogs they are? You can make because you're trying to delve deeper into their. You'd have to ask a question make a persuasion check to get them to tell you. Because that's kind of like asking, like, where are you from? Where are you born? That sort of thing. Okay, yeah, with a 22, they give you a mental picture of a forested area. It appears to be on the side of a mountain, very alpine in its terrain, and some snow drifts every now and then. So they seem to be telling you that they're both kind of from there.
Okay, so they're like a breed of dogs. All right.
Something like
Zenarai.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, go on.
What if you drop this minor illusion off me and I compete in this here competition?
Now that is something I can get on board with. 5 ales.
Just
I
as
drop
you
the fuck out of the minor illusion.
Just as you have this thought, you watch the handler of the dogs drops his hand and they start fighting each other. And the bets all seem to have been stopped and it looks pretty vicious. And then within about 60 seconds, the sort of ash-colored blonde dog has essentially pinned the other one down and is getting pretty aggressive. So the handler steps in and grabs the other dog away and then awards all the bets to the people who bet on the ash blonde one. And he goes up to Zenarai and gives Zenarai like 40 gold pieces.
Yay!
Because he just randomly interpreted your bet. And now everybody make a perception check.
Silver always wins in Seaman Trade.
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, my goodness. All right. So, it's so sad that Zenarai rolls a 7, but at least the rest of you guys could tell him. So, Monty with a natural 20, Abe with a 21, Joseph with a 23. You all notice as the dogfight is being cleared and set up for the next round, the handler of the dogs that was sort of the referee goes up to one of the bookies and hands over a vial of white liquid. And that is where we will end the session.
Oh my god!
What?
Shit!
What?
Oh, gosh.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, what a fucking cliffhanger.
It's the definition of edging us.
Yeah, oh man.
Oh, mate.
You've got us exactly where you want us.
It just
oh my god!
it all
I love that
comes
you've just
together.
made all. You've made exactly like glue. You've just written all of this because of a stupid joke.
Oh, jeez.
Fantastic.
Oh man.
There's been so many red herrings as well along the way. Like, is it real? Was he crazy? Did it happen? How long ago? Was it really about just fishermen? There's all these questions. Like, it's pretty much like Luke, I am your father level of reveal, I would say.
Oh.
Oh man. Unless that's just
God
like
damn.
some kind of like muscle relaxant that they use on the dogs after the fight or something.
Yeah, exactly. It's a complete MacGuffin.
Yeah. And then 40 episodes from now, the real reveal.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the big reveal where we're like, we
It wasn't muscle relaxant at all.
It was cum.
It was cum. It was always cum. Pockets.
Oh god.
Just cum.
Oh my
I
gosh.
hope so.
Oh, I'm so excited now. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, I think I really.
I did say I think that was one of my favourite sessions. So.
I'm glad. I'm glad
really
to hear
enjoyed
it.
that.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like I've got the tone of what kind of sessions we lean into now.
Oh
my
man,
voice.
yeah. Even with like 20 minutes of just like browsing a shop, it was still just
It's really
top
quite
notch.
homoerotic. And...
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
quite
Exactly.
homoerotic browsing, but there's also
That
the
shop
fact
character got the most out of him.
I think
It's just heavy on the role playing as well.
it was
Mm.
there was a lot of. Did you say it was heavier on the role playing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
It's
was.
like almost an entirely social session.
Well, I mean,
Which is
you're
always
you know
fun.
you're in a new town. If I think in video game terms there are certain like golden rules which are like people which is a separate conversation. That people like to maintain their character, like get rid of old stuff, get new stuff, make sure they're wearing the best stuff, blah blah blah, and and when you go to a new town, there's stuff to get to know.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Sweet guys.
Sick. Okay. Very
We're going to have to go
excited.
back and kill those orcs at some point, but I think the one thing, the one single thing that could have pulled Joseph back from that almost suicidal tavern brawl was the steamer trade.
Yeah, it was like a Deus Ex Machina because I literally was going to cast calm emotions on Josa, and it's the only, for some reason I can only do it at a second level slot, and it's the only one that I've just completely maxed out. So I was like, no, how can I stop this? And then you just laid that in, and it was like a proper
was
Deus
gonna-
Ex Machina.
I was going to cast Hunter's Mark on on one of them as my next move.
Wow, that really was a pivotal moment.
I also think the moment that most summed up our group is when Sheila went to go look at the notice board with the sword, which is broken based on all the lore clearly, and we're just like, right, fuck it, seaman trade.
The broken deep RPG or in
It's
joke.
like clearly, yeah, exactly. It's like clearly like
Well,
all
wait,
the, like
what's the difference really when one just becomes the other?
Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. If you have any suggestions or any ideas that we should incorporate, things you want to hear more of, things you would like to hear less of, just let us know at thewronghandspodcast@gmail.com. So THEWRONGHANDSPODCAST@gmail.com.